Constable Throthgar of the Dork UK Police continuing in his investigation of her story. Watching the unbelievable tapes of my interviews.
No. I lost the baby.
The baby.
I had a miscarriage at 8 months.
Probably for the best.
We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
That you killed him.
Then my parents died.
You killed him, didn't you?
It was the worst year of my life.
Because we caught you.
Miscarriage and then...
You were angry with your parents because of the miscarriage, you thought you'd kill them.
Yes.
I knew it.
I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back.
Sure, you inherited it.
Simon.
Very convenient,
Felt
wasn't
like going
it?
back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things.
All that money it was worth too.
We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping.
But you couldn't get over the guilt of the murder. The baby.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby.
Right.
It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday. We couldn't afford our own place.
So you thought you'd kill your
Simon
parents
dropped
and
out
get
of
their
school,
house?
Went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby. If it came.
But it did it.
It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Full of rage. You changed your outfit
It
again.
was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought.
Why not kill my parents for money?
I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there.
It brought up horrible memories. You thought you'd murder them.
There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out.
Like the murder weapon.
I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place.
Someone discovered the murder weapon, didn't they?
I went cold all over.
So would I.
I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin
You
bags.
chopped up parents. You forgot to bury them.
Pulled them open, saw the body.
I knew it.
I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Well, that's when we intervened.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible.
How many times you could change your outfit?
I don't know what I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
It's taken a while to piece this one together.
Yes, I'm
I
fine.
didn't ask. I asked Detective Superintendent Kasumi Ninja.
I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant.
Is it mine?
It's morning sickness.
It couldn't.
No. Well, yes.
Yes. No. What is it?
He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
He was angry, wasn't he?
It's Rapunzel.
Well,
The story starts when she's
I
born.
know it.
Mother Gothel, a witch,
Ah.
takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince.
We've heard all this. The scourge.
Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so That's already happened.
You thought you'd take it further and
She
cut
throws
off
him
your
into the
mother's
wilderness,
head.
and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's
Blind with rage.
But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending.
No, her tears are made of acid and it burns his
Is that
face
too much?
off.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted.
Is that
The
so?
streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a
Another
taxi.
misdemeanor.
Not a big crash, just paintwork.
You didn't report it to the insurance
The
company,
guy
did
was
you?
so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out.
You're just vomiting crimes,
It was
aren't you?
fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a
We'll
strap
look
in
into
the
that,
car.
Detective Kasumi Ninja. Glasgow.
I got in the car and I drove.
Throw the body in the river.
And just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could.
Far away from the crime scene.
When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow.
Then what?
I was so tired. I just had to sleep. Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past.
Like the rubbish you're
Got
spoken to
some
me.
petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry,
You mean gas?
tried calling
The
someone from the
garbage truck?
payphone and then headed back. Yeah, that's Simon's watch.
We found it at the murder scene
It
with
was a
your
gift from
fingerprints
Eric.
all over it.
He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel.
Like a knife.
It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste.
Is that so?
That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
You wish, woman.
No, I don't think so.
I do think so.
Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
You think it was a zombie apocalypse?
He was wearing a shirt,
Uh-huh.
it's a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice
Worth some
one.
money to you.
It's a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear.
Who?
He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house. Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier,
Fuck's that?
and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van, but I can look for you when I get back.
You might not be getting out of here for a long time.
Yes, that would be in his
The
wallet.
money, where did it go?
It's a Visa, a silver
You thought
one.
you'd skip the country, didn't you?
He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with
Yeah, plenty of money, didn't he, that you'll inherit
I
now?
convinced him to get one.
Convenient, isn't it?
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences.
You were jealous.
Have you met his wife, Diane? Diane is really nice.
Yeah, I bet
She helps
she
out
is.
with the Glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet
You were
kids.
jealous of what they had that you didn't.
She used to look out for me when I worked there. Not really.
Yes, really.
He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house.
You didn't like you having friends, did you?
Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diana's a really good cook. Into her trendy ingredients.
You started to like Diane,
And
didn't
the
you?
last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX.
See what?
And I did my Lloyd Grossman bit,
Who?
commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Investigate these strange words.
Simon and Eric arguing?
You think that guitar playing that's gonna stop the fucking distractors from the crime?
Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But
For the benefit of the tape, Detective Superintendent Ninja handed her his guitar.
a mobile phone? Yeah.
Cellular phone? What about it?
Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number.
555-3212.
It's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Charging?
No.
Yes.
I'm not sure what Strange would be, but he hasn't been acting odd. He's been busy at work.
Strange would be an alien coming down right now and blowing up this fucking police station. Mobile, what is it?
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant
A burning need.
when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back.
That's what reflections do.
I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving.
That's because you were wearing
I
it.
knew what party hats were from books.
Well,
And it suddenly occurred to me,
you're an idiot.
today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
You were retarded a bit, weren't you? The money, the jewels. There was money involved.
Sure, I think. I do all the bills and paperwork and handle all the money stuff, so...
Of course you do.
Find.
That's why you knew he'd inherit everything he made when you killed him.
No. Everyone loved Simon.
Loved him to death.
He's a glazier, he doesn't have much money.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
What about the money he
I don't
had
know.
in overseas hidden account?
If you put me on You've Been Framed, I
What
want
the fuck
money.
you've been framed?
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married.
I call it a marriage
It was
of
a beautiful
convenience.
We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it.
I had my wedding
chose
song
it.
to Poison.
I mean, it
You're
was
a
genuinely
poison
our
running
first
through
dance.
my
We'd never
veins.
danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently.
That you'd kill him
The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other.
to murder him.
We cleaned up.
The murder
We
scene.
bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone.
Threw the body in the trunk.
We took him down to the cellar.
Put him in
We
bags.
we had an alibi. And we wanted the body to be found later.
Aha.
We wanted to have suspicion on us so we could then disprove it rather than have it linger.
We figured it out, Detective Kasumi.
Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch to make sure the alibi stuck.
Huh? A ghoul in the monitor.
The bruise.
Huh?
I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes.
Really? Or are you a twin?
I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen.
Detective Kasumi Ninja's an idiot. You're talking to me now.
His body. It didn't look real.
But it was real. The blood was on your hand.
His throat.
You cut it.
It looked like his throat had been cut.
By you.
And I didn't see his glasses. As these thick.
You don't seem too bothered, with, so we know
Glasses.
it's you.
It doesn't always work. Really?
Let's play.
Here's the rest. Oh, they laid a body on the dock to dry. Oh, the wind and the rain.
The wind and the
Till
rain.
a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by.
And he fiddled with you again.
And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the wind and the rain.
That wind and that rain, baby.
Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
It won't go away, baby.
Made fiddle pegs of her finger bows. Oh, the wind and the rain.
Here it comes from the
Yes,
skies.
he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows. Oh, the dreadful wind and
When will it go away, baby?
made a fiddle out of her breastbone. Oh, the wind and rain.
It was a murder.
The sound could pierce a heart of stone.
We pierced his fucking head and throat.
Wind and rain.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, it
only
keeps going.
tune that the fiddle could play was oh, the wind and the rain.
That's right, baby.
Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play.
When will this fucking song come to an end again? Nah.
Everything you say when you use the evidence against you.
That's right.
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen.
You were jealous.
I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had.
Oh? Psychic period.
I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up.
You made it
Set us down
worse.
separate paths. We had become different.
Evil. Finding it hard to piece this together, but I'm gonna keep working on it.